Make sure that the video is on. Okay, it's on. Do you have anything?
And sound?
Sound?
Any sound good? Check, check, sound, check,
Yeah.
cash. Okay.
Cash.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
Oh my
My
gosh, I don't think
goodness.
we've taken a month break, even though it really intentional. Wasn't intentional
No,
because a couple weeks ago we got all dressed and clean and beautified and sat down and the recorder was like it was sort of like a flashback to when we did our Skype conversations, and then I checked and I had less than 1 megabyte of internet speed, and I went, well, that's the problem.
yeah,
And so we said, well, we were not for some reason we are not supposed to podcast today,
yep.
and I'm not sure. Nothing awesome I mean, I didn't win the lottery that day.
I
Nothing
know,
major
I
happened. I
know.
thought this is why we weren't supposed to podcast, but we
No,
just weren't. And then, of course, I went on vacation and you sent a kid off to school. And this
yes,
may be okay. So, everybody that's watching has now turned off all of the Irma news because we've only been watching that nonstop. When the TV's on, we've been watching that nonstop for the last, I don't know, my whole vacation at
I
the
know,
beach
like a
that we
week.
came home
Seems like
early,
it's been
like
a
a week.
week. Yeah,
Yes. So, and we're still watching it. So, everybody can turn that off just for a little while, sit back, make sure you've got enough battery power for about 3 hours because Debbie and I not only have a lot to show, but we talk a lot and in a normal podcast, but this is going to be like over the top.
it's gonna be a super duper one
Eventually,
because you missed us so much.
eventually Sky will come in and say, "Mom, I'm hungry. It's dinner time. What's taking so long?"
I know.
And it's
Eventually,
only like
Luke will wake up and
10
come
o'clock
over
my
and
time
peek in and want to say hi,
because then,
but
yeah.
that's okay.
So should we introduce ourselves since we hardly I think we've only introduced ourselves twice in the last year and a half of
Okay.
doing this.
So we are the Periscoping Sisters. I'm Debbie and I live in California and I'm the younger sister.
She always has to say that. And I'm Amy. I live in Georgia, north of Atlanta, and I'm the older sister. And make sure you look because next time you see me, you will see me and my tan will be gone. I'm only tan for about 2 weeks of the entire year. And this is one
I
of those
and I
weeks.
think I'm tanner than you even right now.
Anyway,
Anyways,
even when we don't have tans, you're still tanner than me.
that's
Debbie
probably a
has the
bad
Dur
thing.
blood.
I
No,
know.
she's got more olive skin than I have. And Wendy was even more fair than me. She
Yeah.
was very light skinned.
Yeah. So today is Saturday, September 9th, and I would
Yes.
like to just reach out and tell everybody that our thoughts and prayers are with you, those of you who went
Yes.
through Hurricane Harvey and are still trying to
Yes.
recover devastating waters and floods and
Yes.
enormous amounts of rain. And then also those of you that are about to experience the
Bracing.
biggest hurricane in history. And hopefully, maybe by the time it reaches the U.S., it won't be still that large, but Hurricane
They've
Irma.
just
So,
downgraded it to a category 3 because
oh,
it's like
good.
right over Cuba, so it's breaking up, but it's got a little bit of waterway before it hits land. So,
Yeah. And then the
and
next
we're
thing
going
I
to have
wanted to
effects up
say,
here.
was just to thank everybody for all of your prayers for my husband when he had his epidural injection shot last week,
Yes.
Friday. We don't,
Tell them what he's doing this morning.
he's at yoga, you guys.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay. Nobody really knows James, but it's like when Debbie texted me that this morning, I'm thinking, is she talking about James Jr.? He's taking up yoga at college? What a smart kid, because you know what? There's some probably cute little
Cute girls.
girls with their high knees up in the air doing yoga.
So I
I'm
asked
thinking,
it.
wait a minute, no,
It's not
no, it's
James
like
Jr.,
James
it's James
Sr.
Sr., and it's totally not a normal thing that James Sr. would do.
Did his
But
physical therapist like recommend it
I don't
for
know. I
flexibility?
came home one
How does
day and
what?
I said, maybe you should try acupuncture and yoga. Maybe that will work. Because this
Did you
last
say
shot,
that?
I said that this
You said
last
that?
shot
Okay.
didn't really do much
Mm,
for him. So he has one more scheduled for next Friday, and I don't have my hopes up that that'll do anything. I'm just praying that maybe
oh,
acupuncture will help. He has nerve pain in his right butt cheek and his right leg, and he really cannot sit down. He can't really drive. So it's limiting
Been
what
there, done
he
that.
can
Ugh.
do. I mean, when you think about how much of your life you spend, you can't travel, you can't get in a car, you can't get in an airplane for 2 hours and sit because he will just be in pain. So we're hoping that maybe combination of yoga and maybe acupuncture. But if not, I mean, he may just have to learn to live with it. I don't know what else there is. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like a 6 or an 8 pain level. It's like a 3 or a 2, which is
It's
just
just there
bad enough to
nagging
be
you.
annoying, right?
Yeah.
And just wearing on you. But thank you, everybody who prayed for us. We really appreciate that. And continue. You never know. Sometimes these types of injuries, they just slowly get better over time. And we're hoping that that may be the case. So,
And surprisingly, with my injury with my back and whatever the little cyst was, and I don't remember if it was since we last podcast, but I was driving, like I have to do all day, every day, and I reached down to itch my right outer calf,
you told me
and
that.
I was like, oh my gosh, the numbness is gone. I was very, very surprised because I was just kind of reveling to myself that it's probably going to be there lifelong. I mean, you can have numbness there lifelong, and it has gone away amazingly.
That's great.
So, yeah.
So cool.
Okay, so you sent your child off to college. Mom's just going to have to be patient because people, yes, want to see fiber and yarn, but we've got a lot of things to catch up with our viewers.
Yes.
So, okay, so James Jr. has been flown the cuckoo's nest. Probably we call it that. Every house is a cuckoo's nest.
Yep.
And basically said, don't call me, I'll call you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right? Sort of. Debbie had her cries, and James Sr. had his cries, and they're just like, dang, our son, when he said he was ready to go, and he's only 15 minutes away, I mean, literally, he could come home in between classes.
He
But does
could.
he or will he?
No.
No. He's just like, forget it. I am so out of here. Sayonara.
But
And good for him.
I know, good for him.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre because for 17 years, 17 and a half years, you know exactly where your child is, who they're, well, I mean, we did because we're kind of
Yeah.
like that. But, we knew all of his
Yeah.
friends in baseball and we knew who
Yeah.
he was going out with and we knew where he was going. He was so responsible and always telling us and
If he
asking permission.
showered, if he changed his clothes, like, you know what it's like, you see him with 2 days the same clothes, you're like, why have you not showered? And that's not James Jr. But now he
No,
could be wearing the same underwear for a week and a half, Debbie.
no,
Oh my God.
no, he's not like
He
that.
might.
I
Okay.
know.
He's done
He's
laundry. Has
not
he done
like
laundry
he
yet?
already did
He
laundry
has?
within the
Good for
first week.
him.
He took laundry down there to test it out and make sure he could
Oh,
figure it out. And I think he's just
that's good.
really enjoying his independence. So
Yeah,
you go from
I think
that,
so.
and then the next day, absolutely nothing, nothing.
Yeah,
So it's a huge adjustment. He's not at home on my couch when I get home
yeah,
in the evenings. I think his brother's missing him, even though he's not fessing up to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But we're lucky because we have text messages and we don't have to we can pop into their life for just a second and get a little response and know that they're okay. I mean,
Or be ignored.
no, he hasn't ignored me. He's been
That's
very
good.
good. He's
He
always
didn't ignore me
responded.
either. I texted him one time and he texted me back,
Yeah.
which is a lot more, he's more attentive than my own children.
Oh, well, that's good. That's
So
good.
that's good.
He has that
My
phone
nephew.
on his hip pocket
Oh, yes.
all the time.
They are surgically implanted on teenagers. So,
But, he just is so ready to be. And oh, that's what I was going to say. So when I was going through all of this, and this is going to make mom laugh because I even called her and talked to her about it. But when we were going through all of this, I was thinking back and reminiscing to the day mom and dad dropped me off and like
yeah.
in the dorm and they drive away and what are you thinking and what are you feeling? And the
I was telling
last
Debbie that
thing,
mother did not cry. She was probably like, let's go get drunk because Debbie is the last one. We're going home to an empty house. It's time to
no, she
partay.
told me that she said
What did
she
she
was
say?
so lonely
Did
and
she
she
cry?
would look at a magazine and
Oh,
she would cry and she was lonely. So anyway, so I'm telling
I
myself,
think she's forgotten those days. I really don't think she was. Seriously. She's never told me she cried when she dropped me off.
well, maybe I was her favorite.
Maybe you were. You were her last. And she said, well, she cried for 5 minutes and then
I
got
know,
over it.
Amy, we didn't have cell phones. I don't. It's not.
I
I
know.
felt so terrible. Like I'm the worst human
You
daughter.
were. I'm sure
I
you
don't think
were.
I thought of them. I didn't call them. I didn't give one inkling of
No.
worry for them. It was all about me.
Teenagers, well, that's children are what do they call that?
Absorbed.
Absorbed. That's all they know. They don't know to think of anybody else.
I know.
But I did get a text from my older son. We were at the beach, and he's just like, Mama, what are you doing? I said, I'm sitting here on the beach. What do you want? And he's just like, I'm worried about you. Are you gonna be okay?
Oh,
I'm like, yes, I'm gonna be okay. I've lived this long
he's such a
and just
protector.
fine.
He's such a
He is.
soldier
He
now.
is. So, I said, well, they have mandatory. I was at Tybee Island for a week. We were going to stay until tomorrow morning. However, we came back Thursday night because when we found out there was mandatory
Yeah.
evacuations at Friday in the morning, we decided to leave the day before. I said, son, I said, we're going to be leaving early because they're going to be evacuating. We just need to be in a safe place. And he said, and I said, I'm really proud of you because he had said something about his National Guard unit had been put on standby.
Oh,
And
wow.
then within 24 hours, I heard they had been called up. But since he's got the Georgia military scholarship and being sent to school under the military scholarship, he's been exempt from this call up. So his
Oh,
unit
that's
is
good.
going, but he's staying. And there's several kids who have the scholarship and they're in school and they want them to stay in school.
Wow.
So then he had told me that. And I said, son, I'm really proud of you for looking out for your old mother and asking and he says, but that's my job. And I said,
Oh.
well, I know that's your job, but it's still sweet of you to think of me. He says, no, I mean that's my job as a son.
Oh. What
And
a
I said, well,
sweetheart.
that's
I
really
hope that
sweet.
maybe after 1 year of being off on his own and doing all of that, maybe James Jr. will have that transformation of
Yeah,
feeling like, he's still
it'll
part of
take
a
more than a year.
family and still.
I'm still waiting for one of the boys to say, hey, I'm home from school this weekend, can I come cut your grass? But they know I have Ronnie, and Ronnie takes care of everything. So if I didn't have Ronnie, they might
They
offer.
would. They
Right,
would.
yeah,
Totally.
they're
Totally.
growing up to
Ronnie,
be
man, you
great
got those
kids.
kids off the hook. They are so lucky.
I know, and he's got water, he's got the generator up on the porch. He's thinking about, how can we position our cars, maybe move the big truck to downtown where there's no trees. You guys know that we've got like pine trees all
Yes.
around this house. And
I'm
that's my
very
biggest
worried
fear is
about you
that
guys, even in the
I know
house.
in
I'm
our tilting
worried.
pines, I know I'm worried about us in the house, especially if it's coming up right over top of Atlanta because we're just north of Atlanta. And uh, I said, get the small chainsaw. I mean, if a tree comes down across the driveway, we can't even get
Oh,
out like to go to the grocery store. Or heaven forbid me have to go to work because, and that's the other thing. That's going to be kind of good. I mean, when we're going to feel it, they say Monday night into Tuesday. I think Tuesday is going to be our worst day. But the thing about when these storms come in the middle of the night in the dark, remember, I've lived through a hurricane, category 4 hurricane before, my first honeymoon. And that was in St. Kitts. That's right near Antigua, where this hurricane has just come through. And that was probably the scariest time in my entire life. I mean, it really was very, very scary. But it was, of course, in the middle of the night. The winds, it sounds like a
like a
monster.
train.
I mean,
Like a
and you
what?
just like a monster. It
Oh,
howls and up and down and roar and loud. It's not just like thunder. But there's thunder and lightning, but the winds and how it howls through and things creak and things are flying off the roof and it's just terrible. But I'm just praying everything's going to be fine. And I wanted to say I really appreciate everybody like almost well selling I sold out all the yarn that I had in my shop
wow.
except for the sock club for 2018 and Ronnie sold a bunch of bags. I am going to make a donation like I had promised to the Red Cross and the Red Cross can use this across the board for whatever. It's just not for Harvey victims but for Irma victims however they want. So I'm going to be making that donation and thank you so much for people
Yay.
donating, but getting something for that donation.
Did
That
you
makes me really
see
happy.
did you see Lauren's message? Lauren Lolo did it.
No,
She did
she did a
a
colorway,
special
right?
colorway.
Okay, right.
She I think she said she had like $26,000 that she raised with that. And I'm thinking, how many skeins of
What?
yarn is she going to have to dye?
Oh,
All
she's
of
gonna
that,
be dying.
all of that labor,
She's
all
dying.
of that
She's like
time.
DYING.
Oh my gosh.
So you can't get any other colorways except for the
She
Texas
no,
colorway because she's gonna be busy for like years.
she's been putting more up in her shop. I think she finally has a couple other hands to help her now. She must
Well,
because
her
she
husband probably said this enough. Enough is enough. You need to
no,
hire some
no,
people.
no. Trey, I'm sure is still
No, I
working.
know but that's good.
Yeah,
That's really a blessing for her
totally.
and for, I mean, $26,000. Wow.
I know. I can't imagine
I
how
was
many.
excited about maybe making a $500 donation or $1,000 donation. 26,000?
Every little bit helps. Every little bit
That's right.
helps.
Every penny.
Yep.
Okay, shall we talk about knitting since this is kind of what this podcast is about? My mother's just like, thank you, Jesus. They're getting on with it. Okay, so you saw the fiber, so now we can talk a little bit more about stuff. No, only kidding. Mom, you saw a blue ball of yarn, and that should hold
That's
you at
it.
least for the next 20 minutes.
And we have a whole bunch back here behind us that you can
That's right. So just
Google
look. Yeah.
it. So,
Okay, should we talk? So what should we talk about? Because there's so much.
um,
Where should we start? Let's start with our admin stuff and get that out of the way so we don't forget.
okay.
So moving to the country shawl knit along, which was Christy from Yarn Cafe Creations, her first shawl design. We had co-hosted a knit along in our Ravelry group,
Mm-hmm.
and that went through the month of August.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're late pulling, but that's okay. We pulled a winner. It was
Yes.
number 7. Her name is
Right.
Carissa Knits.
Carissa
So
knits.
Carissa Knits. So Carissa from Maryland. Congratulations. I already let Christy know that you were the winner of
What
the
is
Moving
wrong
to the
with
Country
my
shawl.
hair?
Your peppermint patty. Don't touch it. Stop it. Right there. Good. Stop. You don't use enough hairspray. Once you get it good, you got to spray it and leave it alone. Don't touch it.
Okay.
Have
Should
I
I
not
take a
taught you that
break and
yet?
go and spray my hair? No, I'm kidding. It's
Okay.
fine.
You should have brought your hairspray with you. Okay. So Christy's going to send you or get in touch with you. So that's one admin thing.
And I just wanted to tell all the wonderful makers who have donated patterns to me over the last several
Mm-hmm.
weeks. I just need to take a
And me.
few minutes and sit down, and Amy and I need to do this off air and just put together a list of all the things, put some threads in the Ravelry group, and get organized to
Mm-hmm.
do that. It's been a summertime little bit of a break. So we're going to get organized. We're going to do that. We're going to go back through our Ravelry
Yeah.
messages. We're going to find all the things that we um, hadn't given away, and we'll
For giving
definitely
away.
do that. Okay. So that's it. That's all.
Okay. Is that it?
We had a remember along, but we haven't drawn for that
I
yet
know
either.
we can't remember if we pulled for the remember along. That was in July. That was like ages ago.
Do you think we did? Let's just pull
I
another one
don't
just in
remember.
case. Let's pull another one
Okay,
just in
well, why
case.
not?
Not right now, but we'll do
So
that when
write
we
that
do
down.
with.
We need to do that then.
Okay.
Okay.
Pull name. We're terrible, you guys. Terrible.
And if we already pulled a name and you got a gift, guess what? There's going to be somebody else. Let's just
If
hope
we
it's not
pull
pulled the
this,
same person.
I know we
That's
won't.
okay.
We won't. We won't. So there was a question in the thread, ask us anything thread. Someone
Oh,
asked, and I didn't write
yes.
down the name. I'm sorry. They asked, what is Amy's go-to sock pattern that she uses?
There isn't one.
She
Okay,
said,
so
make it
I'm
up as you
trying to
go
think
along.
back. Just make it up as you go along. If it doesn't fit, then just find somebody it does fit. Stop
Right.
them on the sidewalk and say, "Can you take your shoe off? Does this sock fit you? Do you like it? You want it? Here you go." Um, I think I had tried a couple other vanilla sock patterns, and you know how I just love following patterns? Not ever. So then I said to Debbie, okay, I'm using a US to just tell me how many to cast on, and then I'll ask you another question when the heel gets here.
And I actually
So,
think you asked mom because I don't remember talking to you about a
I
US
think maybe
too.
I did ask mom.
Because I use
I
a
think I use the
one.
same as mother. Yes. Okay.
Yes,
So I
you
asked the
do.
knitting nana. She says I use a US 2. I cast on 60 stitches. So that's my go-to. And I think, well, my mom says that I'm a looser knitter than Debbie is,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know if that makes sense or not, but what fits, I don't like necessarily a dense sock that you
I
can
do.
like stretch and bounce a quarter off. Some people like that.
I like a
Um,
denser sock because I want it to hold up and I want it to fit inside my
right.
shoes and yeah.
And you could walk across gravel for 15 days and it won't
No,
fray.
not
That's the kind
that.
of sock Debbie likes.
No. Look at this
Okay,
sock.
so anyway,
This doesn't look that dense, does it? I don't
no,
know.
it looks nice. So, I mean, a lot of the, and you have to, the more you knit socks, the more you learn about your gauge, the fabric, what you like,
I don't think I have
what your
one
recipe is.
pair that is the same
It's
as the
exactly the
next
same.
pair. I
Oh,
don't think so because
okay.
the yarn is a little different and I always want to try
Yeah,
something a little different. I have
yeah.
60 stitch,
And
64
so,
stitch,
and I think
62.
the eye of partridge heel I used for a lot of my sock patterns because Debbie had it, you had it in your,
Don't touch those leaves.
you don't touch those leaves. And that's where I learned it. And I just memorized it and used it, used it, used it. And
Hmm.
then we kind of got thrown into the let's try the afterthought everything pattern heel.
Right.
Don't touch those bangs, Missy. I saw that.
I need a clean.
Um, and then so that's the afterthought heel, which fits me really great. And I like doing it. So, um, I don't know. I think it's just kind of a, you really have to use your own recipe. You'll figure out your own recipe
But in general, if you use a US
in
1 or a
general.
US 2, it's a medium sized foot between 7 and 9. You can cast on anywhere from 60 to 64 stitches, even 56 if your foot's a little bit narrow, and just start knitting around and see how you like
Yeah.
the fabric. And if you
And just,
start at the
and
top down, then the maybe this exact size isn't that doesn't matter that much. If you have extremely large calves and you want a tall sock, then you might need to start with more. But you can slip it on and try it on your
I
leg or
think
your
that's
foot.
probably what I would recommend for people who haven't knit socks. Do top down because you can try it on as you go and see, okay,
You
when do
can
I
do
start
that
with the
with toe
toe or
up
when,
too. Even better, you can start with the
uh,
toe and you can try it on and you can keep trying it on until you
and know when to do the heel and
and
all
know
that.
how
I
many
guess it's just a
stitches you need to
different
increase.
direction.
Usually
Okay.
when I do toe up, I start with like 12 stitches on each needle. So you have like 24 stitches and then you increase every other row, or you can increase every row for a couple rows and then increase every other row until you have about 30 stitches on each side. You just try it on. You don't want it to be all the way around your whole toe when you start knitting straight because you need a little bit of
A little
negative
bit
ease.
negative
So it's
ease.
almost
Yeah.
like you want it as wide as your four main toes, but not your pinky, just barely starting to go over your pinky, unless you have a really weird shaped foot and your foot pops
Yeah.
out a lot. You just got to
Yeah.
kind of try it.
Yeah.
But I
It's
think
just the process.
maybe I'll maybe in the notes when I upload this, I'll put a pattern that I used for my very first two at a time toe up socks. I think it was a
That's
free
a good
pattern
idea.
on Ravelry. I'll put that in the down bar or something. Okay,
That's a good
let's show
question.
some
Okay.
knitting.
Really? How many minutes are we in, shall we? Maybe we
We
shouldn't
are
show any this podcast. I'm
23
only kidding.
minutes.
Oh my God, mom is going to kill us. Okay,
Do you have any
let's
finished
talk about things we're
objects?
working on. I have a
Oh,
lot of those. Do you want to do whips first?
okay. That's
Works
fine.
in progresses?
Sure. Works in progress.
Okay, so works in progresses, before I was going to take the hold on a minute, fabulous abacus to the beach with me,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't help myself, so I cast on before we went to the beach. Hold on, let me show the picture
How
to
many
people.
colors are called for in this pattern?
Okay, they calls for 3 colors,
Just three.
and I'm using 7.
Yours is more like a fade, right? Your colors are
Yes.
not highly
Okay, so just
contrasting.
ignore all the. Okay, so that's the
One,
fabulous
two, three.
abacus.
Okay, so that has a yellow, blue, and a speckly, creamy speckle.
Yes. Yes.
And it's the way they
Okay,
stripe
so
it that looks like it has many more colors.
correct.
Okay.
So what I did is I figured out all the different color and the sections. This is written so perfectly, this pattern. So if anybody wants to know how I um,
You
am
created the
fading my
project
colors,
page, right, in Ravelry, and you're
no, I
going to put
don't
all
do
your
that.
notes.
That's too much homework. I don't do that. No, Debbie. People know that of me.
It's
Hold
not
on a minute. Let me
hard.
pull up
You
the
should
pic.
do that because you're
I
if
know
you
it's just, I know it's not hard. I've done it before, but I don't want to. That's what that is.
we are so different on that because I have found that when I start a new project, I just start a project in Ravelry real quick, put in the information, throw a couple notes in there, put the start date. Yeah, that's
Okay, so
cool, eh?
those are all my colors. So if anybody wants to pull, okay, now, so make sure you have enough yardage of all the colors, which I did not. So
Oh,
one of the colors, which is my maybe colorway from Connie from Chili Knits, is flying above Irma, I guess. It may take a month and a
oh,
half to get here. I ordered it week a week ago. Okay, so
bummer.
now I have run out of my
Oh,
maybe. And she's sending me some more. So I'm kind of putting it on hold. So kind of it started here, and
ooh.
then I striped maybe with this colorway. Am I showing you the right
So
one?
maybe is like the pink.
The light pink. And then I'm striping my Gabicorn colorway from Christy from Cafe Creations with maybe.
Ooh, that's pretty.
And of course, I'm right in the middle of a row because I was thought I could get the whole row done. And she
Oh,
says, "Now, Amy, that was on a different base. Maybe may look a little different." I said, "I don't care, but I want that." So okay, this is my Gabicorn. So after Gabicorn, I'm going to be doing the solid blue,
is that
which I think this is, yes,
Lolo
it's
did it?
Lolo's,
Blue
it's
suede
blue
shoes.
suede shoes.
Yeah, I could tell.
And then I'm going to use, this is one of my almost all-time favorite
Baron
colorways from Baron
Bula.
Vola, Graffiti Love Song.
I knew it.
Yep,
That's
and then
pretty.
after that, yep, I've got this solid, which was knit one, crochet one,
That's
this light
pretty.
blue, and then the frostbite from Sue colorway
Oh,
at the end.
yes. Mm-hmm.
And how it ends up working out, I'm going to be striping this frostbite with the very first color in it,
Oh,
and then finishing off the very last section with this, the way it started.
okay.
So I've broken down each section on how to do all that.
So
If
you had to
anybody
do quite a bit of
wants to
math,
pick,
huh?
well, I know I almost had to call you. Well, and the way it's the way it's broken down on how many repeats of the eyelets for each section, I was easily able to break it up
Oh, that's
into,
cool.
like, this first section is just color one, and I knit until I got to this first double, and I put striping one and two, and then two and three, three and four, four and five, five, like that all the way around. So if anybody is interested and wants to try that as well, message me and I'll just give you the little recipe that or I could put it on Ravelry.
Yes, I think you should.
Because okay, so one person asked me, and then 2 weeks later, another person's asked me, and then another, then a third person, I'd be like, should have done a Ravelry page, like Debbie said. Okay, so
Don't
what are you
listen to
doing,
me.
working
I
on?
don't know anything.
Don't listen to Debbie, knows nothing unless you have a math question, and then she will figure it out for you.
Okay, so
All right, what are you working on?
I haven't worked on this in a little while because I got distracted by another project, as you probably have all seen on my Instagram. But I wanted to show you guys the progress on my little baby sweater using the colorway that you dyed
Oh,
for me.
yes.
And I got the whole body done. So all I need to do is the sleeves and the collar. And look at how
I
cute
haven't
it
seen it,
is.
Debbie. Oh, look. Ooh, the pooling's not too bad. It's almost like a stripey effect.
Yes, and
Oh, look at that.
it's like micro striped on one side
On one side. Yeah.
and blocky on the other. And then on this
How
side,
interesting. And you're
it's kind of,
alternating
I'm
skeins.
alternating skeins, yeah. So
Cute.
this, I forgot the pattern name, so
Isn't
I'll
that
have
the
to,
little Einstein?
no, uh, is it called Little Einstein?
Yes,
Young
that had all the different
Einstein.
young
Young
Einstein.
Einstein pattern
I tell you, you guys, it's like I think
by
18 pages long, but there's like modifications galore
you
in
can do
this pattern.
so much stuff with this pattern.
Hood, short sleeves, long sleeves, button band, no button. I mean, it's crazy.
It's by Julia Stanfield.
She put a lot of work into that pattern.
Yeah, and you can do.
Show the picture. Did you print off the picture?
I think I did. Hang on, let me find the cover page. Did I not? I didn't print the cover page, I don't think, but I have one page with a couple little pictures on it. So here's a couple pictures of.
Cute. You can do like a collar versus a hood.
Yeah,
It's adorable.
isn't that cute?
What size are you making?
I'm making the 18-inch size.
18-inch.
Yes, she gives the sizes
Does she
by
break it down to
inches.
months or
She
no?
does. She kind of
Okay.
gives you an idea of how big the babies are at different ages. And the baby that I'm knitting for is 5 months right now. And he's in San Diego,
That's
so
like that's
it'll
like
be
the
for
baby
this
that I'm
winter.
going to be knitting for.
Yeah, but isn't it cute?
It is so cute. Now, what kind of
So,
buttons are you going to use put buttons on there?
yes, I'm going to put buttons. I have little buttonholes here. That's what these little stitch
Have
markers
you picked the
were
buttons
for.
yet?
I haven't, but this is like a little seed stitch edging, and then it's like a
So
little
cute.
V-neck at the top, and then I'll put a seed stitch collar, and I'll do little sleeves and a little seed stitch wrist. What do you call that? Hem. But here's the yarn that you dyed for me
That's
that I
fan.
absolutely love.
Oh, it's really pretty. Came out nice.
Totally.
Yeah,
And I don't remember, you
totally.
called it like For Deb or something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because I couldn't call it anything else.
Because he
I
couldn't
didn't want
think
to
of
think that
another
hard.
name.
I
Yeah.
couldn't think that hard.
So that's sitting patiently, and I need to
And
get back
that's
to that.
worsted, right? That's worsted.
No, you made DK,
That's
remember?
DK. That's right. I
DK.
ordered DK for some personal use, so
And I have this in my little
is that
Critian
Angel's bag?
Handmade. This is the Critian
Oh, that's
Handmade
a
bag.
beautiful
Look, it's
bag.
got, here, let me take this out. It's got the little spot for two balls. You see that?
Oh, cute.
That's a two
Yes.
ball
Got
bag.
the little divider.
Yep, and it's got a little pocket
Nice.
right here that I have my pen and my other needles in here. And
It's
my
almost
little.
like you don't even need a notions pouch when you have a
No,
bag like
no,
that.
you don't. It's
That's
perfect. It's a
cute,
perfect
Deb.
little size.
Yeah,
And the separator
certainly.
thing is down far enough so that you can fit your work in the top.
Ah, okay.
So
That's
that's
pretty
by,
fabric. Beautiful.
yeah, Critium Handmade. Thank you,
Beautiful.
sweetheart. You sent that to me.
Okay, another thing that I am working on
How many
is
whips do you have total? How many more whips do you have?
I just I just have one more that I can show.
Okay.
So it's socks that I just cast on yesterday
Okay.
because and this is one of the things I bought for my little yarn crawl when we went on our yarn crawl in Savannah. And I've never knit with this before. And after I started the rib, and I said I knew it looked like a 5-ply. It looked like a little bit heavier weight, but it said, super sock. It's called Aurora.
Oh, uh-huh.
And then I'm like looking closer after the ribbed cuff is finished, and it says DK. Like, are you kidding me? So then
Does it say
people
it's
start
for
asking,
socks?
well, it says super sock. Let me show you. Okay, un momento. Okay, so it's for Viking of Norway. It's made in China, color 660. Okay,
Okay.
superwash and nylon,
Yes.
75/25. And then it says right here,
Oh, Aurora DK. It does look like it's pretty plump.
so then people start asking me after I post, oh, how many stitches are you making different changes for the DK? And I'm like, no, I'm not making changes for the DK because I didn't know it was DK when I started.
Well, it's okay if
But
the leg is a little loose or
it well, with my, okay, it's size 2, I
Two.
cast on 72 stitches because it's obviously for one of the boys,
Yeah.
and it's fairly stretchy,
Oh, good.
surprisingly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to work great. So,
Ooh, it's
because,
striping. I like that.
okay, yes, it's a stripe. Okay, so because,
Hold it up again so I can see it again. Ooh, pretty.
and just like because I don't, vanilla takes some patience. So I decided on the first color change, knit one, purl one, just on the first row of color change of each one. So you get a little interest with that.
That's cool.
I'm going to be putting in an afterthought heel, but okay, so I don't have DK. I mean, I could get a DK ball of my own, but I found two fingering weights.
You know,
I
you
think
could
this is
use the
fingering weight.
same yarn, Amy, that you're using. Two fingering weight's going to be more like worsted. Just use yarn from the ball. Pull from the inside and do the heel with the
I want
inside.
a contrast heel,
Oh, okay, sorry.
but I don't know what this is. This looks like it may be a little heavier. What weight is that? Can
I
you
don't know.
tell?
It's that big. It's that big.
Is well, you can see the difference between this one and this one.
Oh,
Can you tell the difference?
yes, I can totally tell the difference.
This one looks a little bit, but it looks like it's got a
You
little
might not
fuzz
have
to it. And I
enough.
forget,
This probably doesn't have nylon. It looks really halo-y.
maybe it's got some cashmere. Okay, so I may just have to get a fresh
Go
undyed DK that I have.
or
I have undyed, and I'll just skein it up and I'll
oh,
just use it just for
yeah, there you go.
stuff.
And that's got
Even
nylon in it.
sport, yeah, it's got nylon. So anyway, these are my works in progress, and I've knit this since, well, I started it an hour before we went to the ball game last night, and I knit on some this morning. So anyway, that's really, I mean, it feels very, very sturdy. This kind, like I said, I've never used it before. Okay,
Cool.
what are you doing?
Okay,
What
so
else are you working on other than the little
remember
sweater?
when I was on vacation and I was needed some bright colored yarn or something. I don't know.
Yes,
I
you
cast
started
on these
pretty
socks.
socks from,
Yeah.
right, in your hedgehog popsicle,
Yeah.
and that's Luli's sock pattern.
Luli's sock pattern, socks with holes in.
Socks with holes. Yeah. Oh, it's
And
pretty,
I finished
Debbie.
the
Eye
heel and
partridge,
no, this is just a regular slip stitch heel that's in her
heel flap.
pattern. I followed her pattern and I did the gusset and now I'm
Oh,
on
it's
the
so
point where I can
pretty.
just knit around and around.
Look at that long leg. Wear those above boots, huh?
It's not that long, really. It's about 6 or 7 inches.
Is it?
Yeah. So I have both of them to the same spot. So I'm knitting on my 9 inch
So
circles
you're
in
still,
tandem.
how are you liking that? Still liking that pretty
Yes.
well?
Well,
It goes quickly, doesn't it?
I took when I did the heel flap and stuff on a regular
On a straight. Ah,
on my magic loop
look
needle.
really pretty. Nice.
Yeah, so those will be fun. I'm tempted to stick one on a sock blocker just to see what it looks like. Hang on. I haven't done this yet. Oh, I'm trying to see if it'll let me. Oh yeah.
Pretty. Easy to memorize, it looks like.
Oh, totally.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Oh, look at how this like pooled up.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good, Lee. What a pretty design.
It's totally cute. And it's totally easily memorized. It's
That's part of
mindless.
her four pattern
The simple sock patterns, yeah, that
simple sock pattern.
she gifted to us. She's so sweet.
Gifted
Lee,
us.
I can't wait to
I know
meet
she
her
is.
when we go to EYF. That's
I
going to be
know,
so much
EYF.
fun.
Which
Ugh.
Debbie, I said when we get back from the beach, we've got to get our dang flights.
I
I
know.
don't, you guys, it's kind of scary. Everything with Barcelona, it's not as safe to go to Europe as before I thought. But I mean, you just have to say, you know what, I'm going to live my life.
We have
I'm
to
going to
do
take
it.
this opportunity,
And
and we're just not going to let fear hold us down.
I'm keeping my
Where
socks
did you
in
get that
my.
one?
This is a Lone Larch Designs
Oh, that's,
bag.
I was going to just say,
Isn't it
because I know
beautiful?
the other side's different. That's really beautiful
And she's
fabric.
got her little. I have my little Sucre
That's
miniatures
so
thing on
her.
there that I got from Jody and Tracy. And there's her little tag. I don't know if you
Cute.
can see with my light. And then on the
Yes, her
inside,
little pin.
it's really pretty. More branches and trees. Isn't that pretty?
Pretty. Yeah.
So I love that bag. So that's my sock. And then I have one more.
Yes. Okay, something that you just love so much you had to just rip out, start over just because you loved it so much and didn't want to get finished with it. But you, it was a learning process,
Yes, it
right?
was. This is my first colorwork sweater. This is my Sunset Highway sweater. And um, I love it. I tried it on last night. I blocked the
Those
body.
pictures.
I blocked the top and the body
That is incredible. Ugh.
to check my gauge of the main color
You blocked the top
because
too?
I
All of it?
blocked this whole part
Oh,
because I wanted to
Debbie.
check the gauge of this because I only have 2 balls of yarn for this and I wanted to make sure that I had the length
That,
exactly right where I wanted it
because
so
you
I
have to
could
do long
stop.
sleeves yet.
Right. I modified the neckline a little bit. I just did a straight rolled edge and I didn't do the extra rows, the short rows in the back.
In the back.
So the back is just exactly like the front and it comes down a little bit in the back, kind of like my t-shirt. But I
Mm-hmm.
live in a warm place, so I don't need super duper warm
Coverage.
coverage.
Yeah.
Yes. And oh my gosh, you guys, these colors are
It
so
is
amazing.
so stunning, Debbie. And that dark is like a dark navy.
It's a beautiful dark blue
Oh,
with
that's right. That's
black
from Nora George.
and pops of
Yeah,
purple, pops of
Black
bright
Lake.
purple. I mean, look at some of these bright purple little specks in it. It's
Mm.
so pretty. And but it's really interesting because I don't know if you can tell. Can you see the difference between where I blocked and where's not blocked? I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
It's like
It
right
almost looks like there's a little bit of rib.
here. There's about this much of unblocked, and then the rest of this is
Oh,
blocked. So it's like right
not that
here.
I can tell.
You can't tell. But
No.
I love this
So is
sweater,
it as
you
long as you
guys.
want it? Are you gonna, is it a rib at the bottom?
I
Do they
have to
do ribbing
do
at the bottom?
I have to do about 5 more rows and then I'm going to do the ribbing. It's a 3x1 rib on the bottom and it's the pattern calls for it to not be very long because she wants it to just kind of be loose and roll up a little bit and not be too.
I might even, if I were you, I may even just do what you did at the neckline
I've thought
and
about
just do
that, but I don't
stockinette.
want
How
it
much
to
would it
roll
roll
up and
though?
get too short. So I
Yeah.
think I'm just going to follow the pattern. I'm not going to do the short rows in the back because I have this much yarn left of each of
There's short
mine.
rows in the very back at the bottom?
Yes, she does extra short rows on the back to make the back lower than the front. And I'm not going to do that because I want to make
Ah,
sure I have enough
okay.
of this color for my sleeves.
For the sleeves.
Yeah. So what I
You're
think
gonna
I'm going to
modify the sleeves
do,
too.
yeah, I'm going to come down with the sleeve with as much gray as I possibly can do. And then I'm going to do the dark scallop with the pink. And I may just do pink all the way down to the bottom and just
I
do,
think you should.
because I mean, I didn't use a lot of pink because it's just that one stripe.
Right.
And ultimately, I'm going to have to. This is my first pass at
Yeah.
the previous one where my floats were. I didn't catch my floats along the long pieces here. You can see where I didn't catch my floats,
Hmm.
and I was
Now,
just
explain.
way
Mom
too
was
loose.
explaining that. Explain what that means for other people who may want to do it and they're like, "What do you mean catch your floats?"
Well, when I knit color work with 2 colors, I hold one yarn in one hand and one yarn in the other, one color in the other. You knit kind of continental where you put the needle in and you pick that color, or you put the needle in and you wrap the other color. So you're going back and
Right?
forth. And when you have more than 4 or 5 stitches in a row of one color, that second color just you have to carry it behind,
Stretch it.
stretch it
Right.
behind. So a way to tack that down is when you go in with your main color that you're knitting with, if you put your needle in a certain position and wrap it around, when you wrap it around, you capture that float, you capture that carrying yarn,
To anchor
and
it.
it helps to anchor it down. I'll show you the inside of my current sweater color work, and you'll be able to see how I captured my floats a lot
Yes.
more on this
Yep.
one
On the longer ones.
than I did on.
Yep. You can tell. So it's not as loosey-goosey the second time that you did it.
Right. And see how this
So the
was
first one
like,
is pretty
it's like
wide.
puckery, like these were really loose and the dark was a lot tighter, and it was pulling and making the color pop out, and it just it
Yeah.
was not.
But even if you block that, it would
It
still
would
grow
block
even
so
bigger. It would have been
huge
way
that,
too
yeah,
big.
it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. It
So
would have been too big.
I started
Yeah.
over. I'm really glad I did. It only took me the weekend to knit the whole color
You
work.
flew through that.
It's so much fun. You
It
just
must
want to
be
keep
pretty
going.
addicting.
It's totally addicting.
Yeah.
So
You're like, darn, now I got to do stockinette for days.
basically, I'm just like powering through in the evenings, when I get
Yeah.
home,
Round and
watching
round.
TV round and round. But you guys,
It's
all of these
so pretty,
colors,
Debbie.
so these three colors, the aqua, the pink, and the gray, are from Hue Loco. This one is called the Real Teal. That's this one. Let me see. I don't know. Natural light is better if the my lighting. Then the pink is Primrose, and it's got beautiful gold, gold and gray.
Oh, so pretty. Mm-hmm.
And then this one is the Peony. I love this. May be one of my favorite colors. It's got gray and that greeny.
Mm.
I don't know if you can see the little specks of the green,
So
golden
pretty.
green. Thank you. So I'm almost done with the bottom. I hope to finish that this weekend, and then I can start the sleeves. And when I weighed the peony that was left, I still
Mm-hmm.
had, between the two skeins, I had like 115 grams. So I had
Good.
used about half, a little
Right.
less than half at that point. So I think I'll be okay. I could probably knit. I don't know. I'm going to see how far I get.
Yeah.
But I
That's
only
gonna be pretty
have
to have the pink at the bottom. That's
I
gonna be
only have
pretty.
this
It
much
doesn't have
left.
a pretty what doesn't have a pretty wide
It
ribbing.
does. Mhm.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That looks really neat on the pictures. So, oh, you only have a little tiny bit of the black
But I
lace.
have the whole other thing that I need to pull out.
Oh, you can right.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to unravel that. But this is the Black Lake from Nora George Yarns. And her yarn is so
I
soft.
know. I know.
Her yarn base is really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's my Sunset Highway sweater. So are you going to send me yarns to knit you a colorwork yoke for the Sunset Highway, or have you changed your mind?
No, I haven't changed my mind. You're having so much fun, and I thought maybe I should do it, but I've got my hoodie shawl cardigan that only got like 3 rows of love on while we were at the beach. And I promised myself before I make a decision about that sweater, your sweater, I need to finish my hoodie shawl cardigan.
Okay.
And we have like 6 or 8 weeks before
I
Rhinebeck, so
know.
I've got to get on that. What is wrong with me?
I don't know. I finished my Rhinebeck sweater. This is going to be my second Rhinebeck
Which
sweater.
one? What? Rhinebeck sweater.
The Sunset Highway sweater is going to be my second Rhinebeck sweater. My first one is my
Which one's your
Madewell.
first one?
My Madewell.
Oh, you were telling me.
Are you ready to
Let
see
me
it?
see it.
Okay.
Yes, the one that you just were wonking around because of the darn sleeves. Oh my gosh, Debbie. It looks so Cute. And you blocked it and weaved in the ends. It's all done
It's
completely.
completely done.
Oh, it looks good with that black shirt too. Oh my
Let me
gosh.
move this chair so that I can stand up here. Can you see it?
Oh, yes, it looks so good. Let me see what you did with the sleeves then finally at the end. Okay, so you knit all the way down. You did a stripe with a, and then you finished
I
off.
did a couple stripes of gray and then I finished off with
Is
the
it
dark.
one rib, one by one rib? Is that what that
It's one
is at
by
the
one
end of it?
rib. Yeah. And when I
Oh
when
my
I
gosh, it's
alternated with
so
these, I
nice.
alternated skeins, and then I with the two, I did two alternating for the main body. I had three skeins of the
Yeah.
gray. I did two alternating with the main body. I did two alternating with the main body, and then right about here, I started introducing the third skein. And the third skein was a little bit lighter than the rest, and the third skein is what I used for the
Oh, it looks good.
entire
Oh, never
band.
know.
You can't.
No, it was
So
perfect yarn management.
this is all Barenbula yarn. It's in her
So
Silky Bear
pretty. The
base,
perfect
which has
gray.
silk in it. The best gray ever is this
Best
colorway,
gray
and
ever.
then this colorway is called Cassiopeia. And it's a
Oh my
beautiful
gosh.
black, dark brown, blackish with these pops of pink and gold.
Okay, so originally when you chose those two yarns, I know I was probably not the only one thinking, Debbie's going to use two variegated yarns together because the first thought would be to do a variegated yarn with a solid.
Right.
But look how two variegated yarns can fade and make, oh my gosh, it's beautiful, Debbie.
Thank you. And I didn't
Oh, it
even
looks
block
so
the
good.
body. I didn't even block the body. I just blocked this and I laid it out
So,
and I sprayed it with water to get it soaked on both sides and I just pinned just the front bands. The
oh,
sleeves are quite long.
that's going to
So
fit me so nicely.
very funny. Very funny.
Yeah, but we've got a lot of different things. I mean, we've got Rhinebeck Saturday, Rhinebeck Sunday, we've got Indian Tangle things Friday night. I mean, there's lots of places you could wear a different, sort of like doing a costume change for every event.
Event. I know. Isn't it awesome?
Love
I'm
it.
so happy with it. It turned out so.
Is it as nice and cozy as
Oh,
people are saying?
totally. It's just like wrap yourself up in it and it's
Oh,
really
it's so
warm.
pretty. Yeah,
Yeah.
you are going to have two Rhinebeck sweaters. And I'll have one Rhinebeck sweater if I don't get on my hoodie shawl cardigan and get that done.
You'll
Darn
get it
it.
done. You'll get it done.
Okay, so let's talk about something that's it's kind of a work in progress, but I haven't picked it up because I wanted to show it on the podcast before I did.
Okay.
And remember how Lou Lee, and I swapped off? She got
Yes.
the wonky socks. Okay,
Did you
and I
get your
got better
nice
socks
socks
than
from
she got.
her?
I felt really badly. Yes, and it's on a sparkle base. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I don't think the ball band is on here. And she left the needles in there, Pro Zings. I've never used Pro Zings, and of course they're double pointed needles, which I don't use, but I'm going to try.
Oh, wow. How cool is that? Is
Isn't
that one
it
of her
beautiful?
patterns?
I don't know. I don't know if she just like made it up along the way. Of course, now we're down to the foot, so I'm just going to do stockinette. But look at this cool gray.
Oh, that's neat.
Isn't that so awesome? So I've got, she put the little ball in for each one. So I've got
They're
this other
so
one too.
neat.
So I get to finish.
And you
I
did the
got so
same.
much better end of the deal than she did. She got
You
the
did the
worst wonky
same where
socks. Nobody's ever going to sign up.
you knit
Huh?
the leg and the heel and then you sent it to her and she's going to knit the foot.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Right. She probably is not going to knit the foot because even though she says they fit her and she likes them, she probably has thrown them out, which I would not blame her.
Well, she can always
Those are the
unwind them and
wonky.
re-knit them if she doesn't like the.
Well, that is very true. If she shows a picture on her Instagram of a sock with that colorway and it's totally different, I will applaud her and say, thank God you ripped them out and made something worth wearing.
Well, if they match, you'll know she ripped them out. If they're
That's right.
mismatched,
If
then
they
you know.
match. That's right. Like that looks like the colorway I dyed. And look, they're matching. She ripped them out. Perfect. No, if she does that. Okay, so some things that I did finish in a month, which was several. My tilting pine socks finally got done and the pattern was put up.
Oh, cute, Aim.
This
Those are
is
really
Pretty
cute.
Little Sea Monsters from Artistic Lily, and this
That's
is
a
Roller
beautiful colorway.
Derby from Primrose Yarn Company. Yep.
Uh-huh.
So that's up on Ravelry Tilting Pines. So those are my Tilting Pine socks. And we better not have any. No, we can have Tilting Pines in a few days. Just no crashing down
No
pines.
crashing down pines. Oh my
Just
gosh.
tilting. Okay, so then I also finished my these are my I should call these my MRI socks because these were the ones that I cast on right before I came to California when I was sitting with horrible back pain in the MRI waiting for the
Oh.
MRI. These got these got finished and all of those ends are woven in.
Oh
Now,
my
when they're
gosh.
worn, they may fall completely apart. I don't know.
They won't
But
fall
they are
apart. Why do you say that?
no, I don't know. I just okay. And
Those
this
are
is a Miss
pretty.
Babs. Look at that
Oh
purple.
my
Oh
gosh.
my God, I love that purple.
That reminds me
I
of
should have
Dag's
bought
yarn.
4
So
skeins of that.
vibrant. Oh, speaking of Dag, I don't know.
Speaking of Dag,
Had she already recorded her first podcast the last time we recorded? I can't remember. She's got
I can't remember, but she's
three
got like 2 or
episodes
3
up
up now.
now.
I know. I'm behind. I have to watch.
Yay, Dag!
She is so fun. We're so proud of Dag.
I love
We
her
kept telling her, you
projects.
need to podcast. You need to podcast.
She always searches out the coolest projects and
Interesting. And
yeah.
she's so brave. These
Yes.
sweaters that are,
Well, she's a prolific
I'm like,
knitter.
I want
She's
to be
been
done.
knitting a long time. She's almost
Oh,
like
she has
mom. Yeah. Yeah. She knows a lot.
years and years.
Yes. A
Wow.
lot about knitting.
Well, if mom is busy, I can always call Dag for a knitting
Yes.
911 question.
I'm sure she would answer.
Okay, so I'm going to show my let's put them on the blockers. I'm going to call these my Tybee socks because I knit them and of course my Instagram feed you can see them with all the beachy and seagulls behind them. This
Oh,
was
these are so beautiful, Amy.
this is Mustache Yarns that was gifted to me by one of my BFFs, Susie Craft Happy Barb.
Oh, those are so cool.
And this one I also did on the first round of every color change. I knit 5, purl 1. So
That
it
makes
just
such
gave
a
it a little
cute little
something interesting.
texture, like a little
Yeah.
popcorn.
And this pink is actually one of Dag's minis she's sent me. And look how perfect they
Amy, they
match.
match. I was just going to say they
Look at
match
that.
incredibly well.
Aren't they?
No,
I
I'm
didn't know what
not
I was
even
thinking about an orange.
I wasn't talking
It
about the
just looks like it
color.
came with it. Oh, these, yes,
They're
because they send you 2 balls. I didn't do that on purpose because if it were me, it would have been mismatched. But
I like them. They are gorgeous, Amy. They're
I think these may
beautiful.
be my only matching socks I've ever made.
Really?
Only kidding. I've made ones with the same color, so of course they're matched. So those are my Tybee socks. Aren't
I
they cute?
love them. They're like carnival. They're so fun.
I know, Carnival. Okay, so
Tell
my
them the
last pair of
colorway.
socks, all of this.
The colorway you didn't
Oh,
mention.
this was called Kuma Sutra. Kuma Sutra.
Okay.
Kumasutra
Do you know what that
from
is?
Mustache Yarns. Isn't that a Zen in it? Kuma Sutra?
I
No,
think
like a
it's a book
Buddhism or
about
something or other.
no, it's a book about the millions of different sexual positions that you can have with your partner.
Oh my God, I gotta rename them then. I don't need to name them Tybee socks. I need to name them S&M socks or something.
Amy,
How do you know these things, Debbie?
because I watched The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, so Dad knows those things too, and Mother? Oh my God, help
I'm
us
sure
all.
they knew about that before The Big Bang Theory.
Okay, maybe they did. All the things you learned from the Big Bang. This is why I don't
You
let
want to say hi to
Skylar
your
watch the
auntie?
Big Bang Theory. Hello, Lukey. Let me see your hair. Does it look as good as mine?
He's got crazy hair.
Oh, looks perfect. Hey, do you miss your brother?
No.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. You lie.
He's a
You're
big
a
fat
liar.
liar. Big fat
You big
liar.
fat liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Well, Ronnie, when I was getting in the shower, Ronnie says, "You don't have to do your hair. It looks fine just the way it is." So it's like this. I said, "Perfect. It looks exactly the way I normally do it." Okay, so everybody that was working with me with my sock blank from Kelly,
Yes.
remember my sock blank I got?
So I just want to point out something to you.
Okay, point out something to me.
Never say never.
Never,
Miss,
never, 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 never.
I'll never knit socks. Miss, I'll
Never, never,
never
never.
knit from a sock blank. Miss, I'll never knit a sweater. Miss, I'll never.
Well, I haven't knit a sweater yet, so okay, okay. Finish a sweater. I start a sweater,
You
several
will.
sweaters.
You'll finish it.
Okay, so it's not good enough just to knit from a sock blank because then that would be a vanilla sock, which I can't, it's really hard for me to do. So what did I do? I striped it with another yarn.
And you
These are my
carried the
good witch
yarn?
socks,
Oh,
and
and
I carried the
those are
yarn.
so cute.
These are for Sky. They're the good witch socks, I
You
call
need
them.
to get her a good little pair of clogs. Is she going to be
Yes, I will.
the crazy
I'm trying,
girl that starts a
I
new
need to get her some,
trend?
probably, I need to get her some clear Converse because wouldn't they be so cute? And
Totally.
this is actually sport weight yarn from Connie, Chili Knits, from one of my, from the prototype that I did, um,
Oh yeah, random act of color.
Random Act of Color, which I never finished the other one. Okay, so those are my Good Witch socks.
Those
Aren't
are
they
so
just fab?
cute. Aim, they're fabulous. How
I
many
love them.
rows
So
did
they're
you do of
perfect
each
for
color?
Rose. What do you
How
mean?
many rows of each
How many
color did you
stripes?
do? Yeah.
Oh, there's lots of stripes. There's like that
No,
many.
no.
That
How
many
many
stripes.
rows of each color did you do in each
Oh,
stripe?
1, 2, 3. 3 rows, then
Three.
3 rows, then 3 rows, then 3 rows.
Okay.
Was that the answer?
Yes.
Yes, 3 rows. Because that's easy to count when you're knitting it. 3. You can't have odd numbers look best in the artistic world. So you can't have 1, you can't have 5. Choose 3. You finished that. And now was that your pom pom that you made?
That's the pom pom that I
That's a
made.
sock head. That looks like a perfect pom pom. Like, how did you make that?
I
You take a
used a
little
pom pom
snip, snip,
maker.
snip, snip,
I
snip, snip,
bought
snip, 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 snip.
these clover pom pom makers from Joann's. And
Oh,
there's two sizes in here, and then there's a bigger set that has two sizes in it. And I used
cute.
the other set, the smaller of the two. The bigger one I think
Ah,
makes a huge pom pom. So this is more of like a medium sized pom pom. This is for
it's
the
cute. That's
wife.
your sock head hat.
Yeah, the wife of a friend who used to work with me, who went off to Cornell in
You're gonna mess
Ithaca,
up
New
your peppermint
York.
patty bangs if
That's
you put
okay.
them on.
That's okay.
Okay, just saying. Now she's gonna have to touch it again. That went up to New York on purpose to live there?
To live there, to go to school. He's getting his MBA.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, cute. Look how little slouchy. And that's a sock head hat.
Yeah. So I asked him if they wanted slouchy or beanie, and he said slouchy. So now I have to find a pattern. So you know what
Okay,
I
wait a
think I'm
minute.
going to do?
You're gonna do one for each
I'm
of
going to do
them?
one for him. Yeah, he's my friend.
Oh, and
I don't need.
he wants a slouchy hat.
I guess that's what he said.
Okay, fix your bangs because I know they're gonna drive you crazy. Go ahead. You are allowed to touch them for just one moment. You got your hair highlighted. It looks good.
I did.
Okay, stop. Don't touch it.
Okay,
Okay, so you need to knit another. What do you mean find a pattern?
for him. I'm not going to do a socket hat for him. That's for her, his wife. That's for Christy,
Okay,
his wife.
okay.
So I was thinking I would do.
Christy has a pattern that she made, the hat she made for her boyfriend Vaughn. I think it's free, and I'm not sure if it's up on Ravelry yet or not.
Well, I
But if you
bought
want to, it's just a rib.
Becky's, not Becky's. I bought the Douglas fir hat by Lone Larch Designs.
Mm,
And it's a cool, like, it's got
tree.
like a tree pattern. And I was thinking of using some of my leftover Quince & Co.
Oh, from
right?
the
This was from our
Rhinebeck
Rhinebeck
sweater.
sweater last
Yeah.
year. But I
Ooh.
have one,
Is it
two.
call for DK? Is it
This is
DK or worsted?
worsted.
What was
This
that?
is worsted.
Okay.
But I have like 5 skeins of this. I have 600, almost 700 yards. I don't think I want to use one or two for a hat and then have three left over.
What are you gonna do with that? You can't make a
You
sweater.
know what I could make? I looked
Make a
up some
baby sweater.
patterns. I could make a baby sweater or I could make a void shawl. Have you seen that void shawl?
Yes. Don't sign me up.
Wouldn't that be beautiful in this
It
though?
would. The stitch definition of Quince and Co. is
Would be gorgeous.
incredible.
And a worsted weight shawl. I hear that once you get the hang of that pattern, it can go pretty fast because it's worsted weight. But
But you
I'm
have to
not.
pay attention, which I don't do.
So I'm
Too
kind
big
of at
for it.
a rough spot now
Well,
with.
you could always buy more of that. It's a colorway they have.
I could. I don't have a lot of worsted weight yarn though, so I need to go through my old stash
Do you
because
want me
I
to
want
dye
to.
you some?
Mm,
I have some of that. Do I have worsted or DK? What do I
you have
have?
DK.
I have DK.
I
Okay,
could.
never mind.
I don't know. So
Speaking of DK,
yes.
yeah, go ahead. No, finish what you were saying.
Oh, I really want to get my Sunset Highway sweater done and that baby sweater done. But I think the Ithaca, New York winter is going to be a little bit longer than the San Diego winter, so I have to get the baby sweater done.
By the time spring comes in San Diego, you can send a hat and it'll still be winter for at least 3 more months up
That's what
there.
I was. That's well. I think
Yeah.
I've got more time, and I can knit up a hat pretty quickly. So that's kind of hit the back burner a little bit. But I definitely want to get my Sunset Highway sweater done, and that baby sweater done.
Yes.
So those are two
Yes.
on the top of my list. And then I have a few things I need to do to get ready for Rhinebeck, which is
Like
fast approaching.
like we need to get a car for one.
No, I think I reserved the car.
No, you reserve the hotel
Oh, you need
for
to get
me.
on that.
Yes, I do. Because we'll get there and we won't have any transportation. We'll be like, hey, Connie, come pick us up. We're at the airport an hour away. Anybody else coming through here, by the way?
No.
Okay, so I dyed up some DK for this little baby sweater
Yes, the blue,
for the
right? The
little,
denim.
yeah, the little baby. I don't think I've showed it yet, have I?
Not on the podcast. Ooh, Aim, it's pretty. It's coming through kind of gray.
Gray. And I wanted it, and it doesn't, well,
It's beautiful, Amy. It's a
I wanted
bluish
sort of a
gray.
steely gray,
Yes,
but it turned out to be more of a stonewash denim. That's pretty true.
it's beautiful.
So I can't wait. I'm thinking about doing the little kimono one.
Yeah, I love
So
that tonal. That's really
yeah,
pretty,
so it
Amy.
can't, but I guess I'll alternate, even though they were in the same pot. But I tell you what, it's not easy to do solids and tonals at all. Speckles, variegated, easiest thing
Easy.
to dye.
Yeah.
Speckles, next easiest. Solids and tonals, hardest.
Really?
Yes, because it's like the yarn sucks it up, and even though you're moving it around and putting the dye and moving it around, and then you rinse it out and you're like, this is not solid. Good
Mm,
thing I wanted tonal, because that's
yeah.
what it is. It's not a solid.
Yeah.
It's
You
just
have to
learning
use a
how
lot
it
more dye,
does.
maybe? A
You have
lot
to
more?
have more dye, more concentrated, and of course a
Oh,
DK is going to take different than sock is going to take different from an MCN is going to take
right.
different from.
Wow. You're learning
This is
so much.
why I don't. I know I'm learning so much, but this is why I don't write things down because even if I wrote it down, I don't think I could replicate it. I really
Yes, you
couldn't.
could.
No, I couldn't. I know I can't. Okay. Do you have anything else? Do you have any skeins in the closet or gifts or anything like that that you have? I've got a terrible outbreak when I use sunscreen for more than 4 or 5 days. It's just literally on my tattoos. I have a horrible, horrible rash on my.
Oh,
I've been
really?
taking Benadryl, yes, and it happened. The first time I noticed it was when we went to the ranch a couple years ago. Remember, we had to
Yeah.
lather up a sunscreen in
Yeah.
the desert, and ever since we went to the beach, it's the same thing. But anyway, that's a side note
I'm
as I rub my
sorry.
arm. That's okay.
Um, my skeins in the
I bought
closet
some
that I
things.
bought were the yarns for my Sunset Highway sweater. And
Ah,
it's so crazy how that turned out because I bought a skein each of these three colors. Just I went into Nicole's shop when I knew she was having an update, and I just was going through and picking colors that I thought I
this
liked.
is
I was not
right. This
intending
is
for
before
them.
the sweater. Right.
I was not intending for them to be knit together at all. And then Friday, after I was finished working, I was still at work, but I was like trying to button things up. I was getting ready to leave, and I just popped on Ravelry, and it came up, and I was looking at it, and I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna look that up on Ravelry real quick. And I was like, oh my god, I got to do it. It was like just like this overwhelming feeling, like
Impulse.
impulse. I want to do it. I want to
I
do it. So I bought
must.
the pattern, I printed it out, and I brought it home. And this yarn had arrived that day.
Ah,
And I set them down next
perfect.
to each other, and I was like, oh my God, these are like perfect. I just need a dark color to be the contrast. I came up here and I pulled out that Nora George yarn that you had sent me,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, there we go. And then I said, oh no, I only have one skein of the main color. So I was like, oh,
Yep.
please let me go back on her shop and let it be there. I hopped on, it was there. I bought a skein. I should have bought two. I'm kicking myself
You should
now.
have. What are you thinking?
So I bought a skein. She got it in the mail. It came a few days later, and it was meant to be.
Meant to be.
Yeah. Now I got
Well,
a
I
fuzz in
got
my
some.
eye.
Oh dear, Debbie. I got some. Okay, so I'm part of a couple groups on Facebook, and that are like dyeing related, knitting related, and this girl had these for sale, and I had to get one. Debbie, I don't even think you've seen this.
I don't think I have either. Have you posted it?
No.
Oh my goodness, Amy.
Look at that.
For your
For my
angel
angel wall.
collection. And it's purple. I
It's purple
love
and it's
her.
all, isn't it so great?
Fiber.
And it's fiber. Isn't she? And she had a whole bunch of these, you guys. Okay, so the name is Vatters Velt Farm.
Vatters
And she
Velt
says
Farm.
by and by the time she says that we podcast, they should have their new website up. And they have a farm, like they shear the sheep and they clean it and they do other things.
Where?
They
Where are they
also make
located?
it's okay, Indiana, PA. And they
PA.
also make soap, which she sent me.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool. Look at the colors.
Smell that. Smell that. Smell that.
Mm.
Oh my God. And it's so bombshell kisses, Vattersveld Farm.
What does it smell like?
Oh my gosh. Well, you smelled it. Smell it again.
Amy, describe it.
It smells like, okay, the ingredients are coconut oil, olive oil, water, lye, cane sugar, shea butter, avocado oil, whole milk, yogurt. You could eat it. Sea salt, fragrance oil, milk, and mica. It smells like,
Flowery or
oh,
citrusy
no,
or sweet?
no, like flowery. Oh yeah. I've been waiting to show this so I can put it in the shower.
Yes, go use it.
But isn't she adorable?
Oh, you came across her through
Guys,
your Facebook thing. That's how you found her. That's cool.
she was only like $15.
Oh
Look
my
at that.
gosh.
And she had all kinds of different colors and different hairs and oh
Oh,
my God, I
so
love her.
cute.
Isn't
You
she
put her on
awesome?
your Christmas tree too.
Yes, I could, but then she'd get all prickly and all hair like I'm gonna put her on my wall.
Okay.
Okay, so there was something else I ordered quite a while ago. I almost forgot about it until I was sitting on the beach and I got this notification from Etsy that it's been shipped. And then it was been delivered. And I said, Levi's going over to check on the dogs. He'd better get that package out of the thing. Okay, hang on a minute. Let me open it. I bet you can't guess what it is.
Probably not.
Oh, oh, they almost fell.
Suspense is killing me. Oh, no way. You went to Sucra Miniatures. Look at that little, what is this, cinnamon bun?
Cinnamon bun.
So
Wait,
cute.
there's more.
Amy.
A blueberry bagel, blueberry
Oh.
donut.
That
Wait,
looks
there's one
so
more.
real. Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
wait till you see this one. And Karen, hang on, and Dad, hang on. Okay, and Karen and Dad
I
in the
can
same
guess
sentence.
what
What do
this
you think
is.
it is?
Carrot cake.
It's carrot cake.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Look at the little icing with the carrot on top.
You guys,
How does she make it look so real? She is so.
don't ask her. She's not going to tell
I
you.
know, I know.
Look
I'm
how
just
cute.
admiring.
You guys,
And they're
isn't
so
that
light
awesome?
too, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They're very
So
light.
I've got all the things I love to eat. Isn't that cool? I got some sucres.
That's cool, Aim.
That's the first time I've never had them. I've never had them before.
The only
So
one I
they're
have is the one that Tracy
is the one that Tracy gave you.
gave me. So, yeah,
Yeah, you were.
thanks
It was
for
funny
showing it.
that you showed that today.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got one more thing to show.
Okay.
And you know Gigi's a flea,
Yes.
Gail. And
She's
I
so
don't know
sweet.
why. She is so sweet. She messaged me and she says, I need your address. I've got something to send you. I said, no, I'm not going to give you my address because you don't need to be doing that. She says, do not argue with me. Give me your address anyway. I
Oh.
said, oh, okay. She sent me this huge, Gigi, I hope you don't mind me showing people.
She
She
doesn't mind.
sent me this huge packs
Oh my
of
goodness.
beautiful cards.
Watercolor
Now,
card.
I think I think these are her daughters, if I can't. It is. Okay, so I mean these
Oh my
gorgeous cards.
goodness.
Olive Me Artsy is her daughter. Handmade watercolor card and so on. Look at that cute little
Are
card.
they each one is an original? Is it or is it a print of a
I think there may be prints. Now
prince?
don't Olive Me Artist, Beth Olive Adams. I don't know. Can you see the
Yes.
words?
Olive Me
This is
artist
her
art,
daughter.
artsy.
Her daughter is so incredibly talented. This one says she is clothed in strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Come on, people.
Those are
I mean,
beautiful. Oh my
aren't
goodness.
they incredible? Joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control.
Oh my
These are
goodness.
all watercolors. I told her that when I get my last tattoo of the iris, I want to get an iris here on my arm that looks like it's been partly knitted. I'm going to have her design it for me
Oh my
because
goodness.
she is just so.
Hold it up a little longer.
Hold on, there's a whole nother pack. Let me open it.
Each card is different?
Each card is different, and then she sent me another whole pack of cards and a pack. I'm going to get that little Gigi.
Oh, balloons.
Oh,
Oh.
here's another balloons. Look at that.
So
Congratulations.
simple, but so
Simple, but
beautiful.
yes. Happy birthday.
Oh. Wow.
Aren't they so beautiful?
And you can
Thank you
always
so
use
much,
you
Gigi and Beth.
can never have
That
enough
is
cards.
just, oh my gosh, was so kind and thoughtful.
Very.
So go over to if you don't follow her, Olive Tree,
Not olive
Olive
tree.
Tree,
Not olive
no,
tree. Olive me.
Olive Me Artsy, because I think her middle name is Olive, Beth Olive Adams.
Oh.
So neat.
I wanted to show a couple of these bags that Aunt Jan sent to me
Okay.
that are in the
Thank you,
shop real
Gigi.
quick.
Thank you, Beth.
I think some of these I've shown before. I'm trying to find the new ones. A lot of these are.
You don't remember which ones you showed?
No, I'm gonna show. I'm surprised this one's still in the shop. I love this one. So cute. Look at
What is wrong with people?
these crows.
Oh my
Isn't
gosh,
it
the
fun?
crows. Yeah, with their little
And I love this little
clothes on.
this gingham with the red dots on the inside.
Oh, cute.
Um,
Nice. Oh, that looks like a
she has
petite
such a
fabric.
good quality. I love this. She's made one before out of this fabric. I love this fabric. This is hand dyed.
Mm.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Almost looks like ink.
So beautiful.
Mm.
And then I've got these are really nice sized.
Pretty.
Yeah. Look at this one.
Jan's hands. Ooh, that's neat. Reminds me a little Aztec-y kind of,
Yeah,
like a
yeah, it reminds me.
Mexican.
And then look at this one for this fall season, apples.
Oh, Amy Beth would love that one.
It's got pretty neutral kind of
Cute.
color on the inside. And then there's just a whole handful of more of these hand-dyed fabrics.
Cool.
Aren't they cool, colorful?
Yes, they are.
She puts little tags on them with the sizes and the for me so
That's
that when
cute.
I post them, I know what size they are. I don't have to measure them. She's so sweet.
That's good.
Yeah. So go on over to Debbie Reese Designs on Etsy. This one's kind of a neat one. This one's tall.
Ooh, that's neat.
I
That'd be
love
great for
that
a mail
fabric.
knitter. Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So, is that all we got?
I'm surprised we don't have more.
What's
I
next?
think that's all we have.
You know, I'd been thinking before Rhinebeck, I went back to the picture that we posted with all of our stash on that table. And I went back
Platisma.
to see how many yarns, how many of the yarns I actually knit and how many I haven't knit. I did pretty good. I did
I actually
probably
gave a couple of mine away.
really. I knit more than half, I think.
Really?
Yeah. The things that I still have left are the kit for the Melanie Berg shawl. Remember with the
Oh, on the
multicolors and
spice
the
market.
black on the Spice Market. I still have that
Mm-hmm.
kit. I have this Gale's Art sock blank that I haven't knit. I have the primrose, the two primrose yarn colors, and the two Mrs.
There's one of
Babs,
mine.
the two Mrs. Babs colorways.
Right. I knit mine.
And then I have that coloring book yarn that you gave me. I'm thinking about pulling that out and doing some vanilla
Stripe.
socks. Yeah. I really love that colorway.
Was that the gingerbread? What was it? That was a sock monkey. No, gingerbread. Oh, autumn something or other. Autumn rush? No, not autumn rush.
Autumn and mint.
Autumn and mint. Ooh, nice.
So that would be fun to knit. But I got to get that
Debbie.
Sunset Highway sweater done. That's what I got to get done.
Get that done. Get on that.
Move on
What are
to
you
the
sitting here for,
sleeves.
doing nothing?
I know.
Go get on that.
Okay.
So, high five. It's good to be back.
Yes.
Going the right way? I think I forgot.
No, we are.
And okay, so prayers for everybody for this week and this weekend.
Yes.
Good thoughts are always appreciated. Prayers are welcome. So when we see you in a couple weeks, we'll have more to show and more to talk about, and hopefully happy endings.
Yes, and we will also have some giveaways of some patterns
Right.
that we were gifted. So we'll take care of that.
The first month of the subscription for the Sexy Sip Socks Club has already been delivered. Last week went out. I think everybody probably got it, and I can't show you a picture because I don't have one. It was called.
Take a picture?
I did take a picture. Okay,
Amy.
so if you haven't gotten the first installment,
then
don't look.
Look away.
Don't look. So okay, so I will pull up a picture. Oh, I also wanted to show the couple little things I got in Savannah when I went on my yarn crawl. Okay, hold on a second. Let me find this. It was called Cougar Bait. So and it had the recipe with it. So if you would like to try Cougar Bait,
There's an actual drink called Cougar Bait.
Called Cougar Bait. Okay. Yes. Let me find okay, so here's the picture of all of the skeins together.
Oh, wow. Amy, that's beautiful. That's like a tonal with two colors, kind of.
It's got 3 colors. It's got, and this is what the drink looks like. Well, it had the.
Oh, yeah.
A reddish. Okay, so I can't tell you what the next October month, if you like that colorway, wait till the next month is one of my favorites. But there are still a few spots left for 2018 Sexy Sip Socks Club, and that will be a January, February, March shipments. of sock weight yarn. But before we leave, really quick, let me show you. I already showed you the one thing that I'm knitting the socks on from the yarn crawl. The other one that I got, which I've never gotten,
Which
is
wait, remind
opal.
me. Oh yes, for your son.
For my yeah, the striped one. This is
Yeah.
an opal yarn, which I've never
I
bought
don't think I
before.
don't think I've ever knit with opal either.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting.
Does
That'll
it
be
is there a
another
picture of
pair
what
of
it looks like
socks.
knit up on that band?
Um, yeah, you can kind of.
Oh, it's gonna stripe.
Yeah, it's gonna have like a little striping something or other.
Cool.
Okay, then
Is that gonna be
I
for
got
your
some
other son?
Malabrigo. Yeah, it's probably gonna be or just okay. Look at this.
Ooh, wow.
I got two skeins of this Malabrigo Anniversario.
What are you gonna make with that?
I don't know, but I think maybe a cowl or something, or because I've got two of them.
That would look beautiful in a baby sweater too.
Yeah, but I can't wear a baby sweater.
I know, but it would be a good
I know.
gift.
Okay, but do you think there'd be enough though?
Yeah, I would think so.
Malabrigo Rios. Love it. Okay, and then these three little babies, Madeline Tosh. I was
Oh.
trying to decide because I saw this gorgeous colorway first. It's called Holly Festival.
Oh, I've seen that color before. What base did you buy? Is that their
This is just the Merino Light. It's the fingering,
is it a
100%
single?
merino. Um,
Merino light. It's not Tosh Merino light.
it is
Yeah. Tosh
single,
Merino light,
singles.
single.
Okay, so perfect for.
A
Okay, so
shawl.
I was trying to figure out what Ronnie. Do you think this color or do you think this color? He's like, I don't know. Why am I trying to choose? So I bought both of them. This one is called Scout,
Ooh.
and this one
That's so
is called.
not your typical Amy.
Yes, it is. You like jewel tones, and I like all the other things.
I know, but
And this is
that's really
called
neutrally.
Grasshopper.
Ooh. I like that.
Very cool, huh?
Yes.
So these greens and these green. Oh,
Yes, that's really
oh,
pretty. I wouldn't have picked that
perfect for my
mauve color
fall.
though with that
You
for
wouldn't
some
have
reason.
mauve?
No.
Mm. It's like a
I
pinky.
yeah, but it looks pretty.
That looks so good.
Yeah, it does look really pretty.
Oh, some three color. I'll find some. Is Drakenfeld? Is that a three color or two color?
Dragonfels is 3.
It is.
Yeah.
Possibly. Okay, possible. Okay, so we are finally finito.
Yes. Thank you guys
I
so
hope
much for
everybody
hanging
has
out
a
with
good
us and
week.
being
Thanks for
patient
coming
and
back.
waiting. Yeah. Thank you to our
Somebody messaged me and said, please podcast soon.
Oh,
I said, we will
really?
soon. Yeah.
That was very sweet.
They were missing our shenanigans.
So, if you
So,
are planning on coming to Rhinebeck, reach out to us. We would love to be able to see you.
yep.
And we're really excited to go. And I'm hoping the weather is as perfect as it was last year. Remember how beautiful it was?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Could we
It
get
was
lucky two
nice
years in a
because
row?
Sunday was a little bit cooler and
Yep.
blustier, but
Yeah.
Saturday was just perfect fall weather.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
think it could have been better.
It was beautiful. The sun and like
Yes.
60s and the trees and
Yep. It was just cool enough to wear your fingering weight sweater over